In the cold silence of deep space, humanity's greatest hope glimmered upon a distant metal world, a thriving space colony perched on the edge of nowhere. Here, thousands of civilians carried on with life as massive Earth Alliance battleships patrolled the Black Star rivers, their cannons trained toward distant lurking threats. But today, the threat was here. It came not as a single ship or a predictable enemy, but as a tidal wave of living terror, the Zerg. These insectoid, chitinous creatures surged with unnatural intelligence, ferocity, and a single unifying purpose. Endless swarms battered the Alliance's hulls, adapting and mutating, finding new ways to tear through metal barriers and armored squads. Laser fire, chemical agents, gas, explosives, it seemed nothing could stop them for long. With every new defense, the Zerg adapted, became stronger, faster, deadlier. As the sun set behind a shattered ring of debris, the order was given from deep within the Alliance flagship. The mission was clear: retreat. The ships powered up their engines, gathering as many as they could. Soldiers, workers, children, before blazing away into the black. But amidst the chaos, over 3,000 civilians were left behind on the colony, now wrapped in shadow as the last Earth Alliance craft vanished beyond the stars. Dust settled. Silence crept into abandoned streets and shattered corridors. Only the telepathic hum of the Zerg Queen's mind cut through the fear, throbbing in the skulls of those who remained. She was Taeli, the broodmother. They called her queen by necessity, but she saw herself as so much more. She saw all. To the stranded humans, hope seemed lost. Security doors buckled. Against their will, a delegation of survivors, scientists, engineers, a trembling child, were gathered by the Zerg and herded into the cavernous docking bay where once shuttles ferried hopeful travelers to new homes. A single figure stood apart from the Zerg host. She towered above her brood, an eerie majesty in rows of twitching limbs and cold, multifaceted eyes. With a voice that bypassed ears and vibrated inside every mind, the Queen spoke. "You have built wonders," she said, words forming from memories and emotions torn from countless prisoners. "Your machines fight. They are clever, but you fight for nothing. You are food." Murmurs of terror. Some collapsed in despair. Others reached for makeshift weapons, defiance flickering in their eyes. A young scientist, bravest or perhaps most desperate, stepped forward. "Why?" she demanded. "We can coexist. You don't have to kill us." "Andiati." The Queen tilted her alien head. "Coexistence is for equals. You feed my children. That is your purpose. The strong adapt, or they die." Her children, thousands strong, echoed with chittering hunger. Yet, in the shadows above, others schemed. Among the humans, rumors had grown of a plan, a last desperate hope. Engineers had hidden within the maintenance shafts, reactivating ancient spaceport protocols. If they could just open the old emergency hangar, maybe, just maybe, a single ship could spirit away a fraction of the trapped. The Queen's senses swept outward. She could feel their hope, as bright and clear in her mind as their terror. She addressed the gathering. "You resist. Your alliance breaks and flees. You remain alone." As she approached, extending a razor-sharp limb to taste the fear of her prey, a sudden tremor shook the bay. Sirens wailed, ancient, lonely warnings, and a blast of emergency lights bathed the corridors in angry red. The backup hangar doors, sealed for decades, shuddered as systems came alive once more. The Queen screamed, a psychic shriek that sent Zerg scuttling to intercept. In the confusion, a small group, engineers, the scientist, the child, a handful of others, slipped away through maintenance tunnels. The walls reverberated with the Queen's rage. "You will not leave! You are mine for my brood!" As they reached the hangar, the old shuttle groaned with age. Would it fly? The scientists dove into the cockpit, frantically flipping switches as the engineer tore off panels, rewiring by instinct, sweat, and hope. Outside, Zerg claws slammed against the descending blast doors. The Queen, unstoppable, bore down upon them, her children following in screaming torrents. The engines whined. Thrusters spat sparks. The scientists screamed at the child to buckle in. There was no time. As the Queen burst through the doors, her hate filling the air, and every mind within reach, the shuttle lunged into the void with a howl. Zerg Queen screams, "You shall not escape," but they did indeed escape. They were gone, but sadly, those who remain shall be revenged.